Yeah. That little old car I have. I run that car right down because I had no intention of fixing it. I run it right down. And then when I decided, Donnelly, don't pay yourself with no expense and go and buy no car, eh? So after running the car right down, and I finally changed my mind after running it right down. Let me give you all a list of some of my expenses. Right? I went by Hakim's Auto. So that was in the early stages of my decision making, eh? So that was like, my suspension was bad. My shocks was gone. All my shocks. Listen, the car was in a mess. I tell you, I let the car run right down. That car was not even inspection worthy. I run that car right down because I say not only you can buy a car. Just drive it until and you're gonna get rid of it. So I go into Hakim, I tell him, analyze the car and tell me how much it would cost. I can't remember how much I paid for the analysis. It could be like $80 or something. So when you pay for that analysis, you go into them, you tell them you want them to analyze the car, they would look at everything on the car. Go through, and they will tell you, okay, this to fix, that to fix, front seal, back seal, back shocks, front shocks, cradle arm, whatever. So they're going through the whole ball by ball. And they will give you a quotation now of everything, the parts and the job. The parts and the job. Guys, this breeze feels so cool. The breeze feels so nice. The sounds of the waves. I know I'm talking about a kind of heavy topic, but whew, it is that's what's on my mind. Yeah, so when I fixed those things, I paid almost $6,000. Remember trying to resurrect a car, eh? Guys, I had no joy with driving that car. I had no joy in driving the car. Because the car was in such a state. It was in a state inside and outside. You understand? So, to bring it up to a particular level, it costed about $6,000. I went to Hakim's Auto. Alright? They did an amazing job. When I got back my car, everything was in order. I burned my belly. That money there did sink me for a little bit. I had to burn my belly, but I'm trying to resurrect the dead. I literally calling my car, but now you hear me talking about my car, and you see me feeling proud. That ain't no show-off thing, you know. That ain't no show-off. She have a car, and she want to call the car Mercedes, and she go on and paint car, and put on red bow, and she showing off on the internet and showing up she life, and no. Trust and believe. If you don't find it a motivation, maybe it's because you don't know where it came from. So that is why I'm going back to that vehicle. When I drive my car, it was crazy. The noises, problems. Right. Anyway, So as I tell you, so the first thing I did was a whole suspension, brakes for the car, everything, right? Everything that they quoted. I band my belly and I paint, I did it. I'm not paint, I say I did it. Right? So that was almost $6,000. Right? One day. And I'm not complaining about the business place. It's a promotion for them because at the end of the day, Hackens Auto is known for doing good work. Right? I guess I just putting out my values to the world for you all to appreciate my story. Right, so after that, so I drove the car because I had no money after that. I drove the car for a little while and I kuntu, and I make my sacrifices and everything. And I drive in the car and I saying, oh gosh, I need to paint the car. The car needs to paint. At least the car starts to feel good now. In terms of the driving, my car feel like it kind of like a brand new car. Suspension good, everything good. You know, they deal with all my little oil leaks. I changed all the battery terminals and everything. So when it was time for painting now, again, everything is money, eh? Money. I tell you, I feel it for people. I feel it for people who have to run from inspection. And that is why I'm imploring people, you benefit from somebody, vroom vroom, remember them. Remember them. Right? You just sit down and people can't drive here, there and everywhere. Remember them. Right? And this, I want all to get me in context. Me ain't throwing words for nobody. Me ain't throwing words for nobody. Guys, I'm by the beach. Let me see if I can turn for you to see a little bit of the water while I'm talking. Yeah. So, yeah, I say I ain't throwing no words for nobody. I am imploring to the whole world. I am imploring to the whole world. This is a whole worldwide thing. Right? This is a whole worldwide thing. You benefit from somebody's car, remember them. Even if you poor and you assume that that person rich, remember them. And even if you can't remember everybody who car is driving, remember somebody. God will take notes. So you might ride in Benny, John, Harry, Larry, and Fred car. And you give Fred a little something in an envelope. Yeah. Or you tell Fred, come over, my family having lunch on Sunday. I could invite you over. That means Fred don't have to buy lunch for one day. And still you have friendships forming. You understand what I'm trying to say? So get me in context. Take me in context. Right? So water to drink in the can, you know what I'm talking. Whew. Right, so I'm going back to what I do to resurrect my car. My Betsy. My Betsy that has become Mercedes. And yes, I'm proud. be motivated. Right. So then it came to painting. Right. I find my money. I put on my money. I start hunting down. Straighteners, you know, thing. And of course, because I started doing YouTube, I said it's a nice story I could document. I think I have to turn back. I think the lights, I need to turn facing the lights. Yeah. I just don't want my phone in the sun to overheat. Yeah, so right. So well, maybe I could put it standing up so I don't have to hold it. Right, I should have done this long time. Guys, I hope my phone don't overheat. Yeah, so I get my money put aside for paint. I went around getting quotes of paint jobs, right? And to paint my car, from everybody who I spoke to, was $10,000. 10,000 TT dollars. Now remember, I already spent how much? 6,000. I tell you, I literally was resurrecting the dead. I already spent 6,000 by Hakim's Auto. Big up to Hakim's Auto. Thank you all for your very good service. Right. Then $10,000 to paint my car. I went by the fellow in Mason Hall. That's a guy who I know doing paint job for the longest while. Big up to him. Is it Ali? Not Ali, you know. I don't know. Gregory. Mr. Gregory. Big up yourself. Because I had a hole under the windshield that used to leak water in my car. Guys, when rain fall, my car was like a pool. You literally had to get a cup and dip out water from the car. I'm talking about water that could be 5 inches high. Right up to the edge of the door, it would come up. My Mercedes. Right? Mercedes just went right down because of me ignoring she. Spending money here, there and everywhere and forgetting my responsibility. I would not do that again with any vehicle I own. And I'm encouraging you, if you own a vehicle, be quick to spend your money and fix it. Right, anyway. So, $10,000 to paint my car. I went to Mr. Gregory. He also quoted that same figure. It was, you know, remember my car was down to metal. There was metal showing on the car. So I understand why the cost was what it was. I am not questioning tradesmen and the cost. Right? I also checked out different people, but my mind was stuck on Mr. Gregory because I know him for years. And as he actually fixed that leak in my car, which was a game changer. That leak was such a stress for me for months. When the dry season come in, it's like I forget I had the problem. And as soon as the rain season come in, water and cool, I could have a baptism in my car. Nobody ever got baptized in my car. I'm just saying that. But that is what it was getting ready for. Oh gosh. Christian humor. Anyway. Right, so with that, I wanted to vlog my story of the car getting painted. I didn't vlog the going to Hakim's that first time, right? Because I wasn't really on YouTube at that point, right? But I wanted to vlog this story about my car getting painted, step by step. And I was on field service a day, and one of our own brothers said he knows this guy who does straightening in Bell Garden. And in my mind saying, it's easier to drive to Bell Garden to do the video instead of going Mason Hall from Goodwood, right? I could easily maybe run up Bell Garden during lunchtime, do a quick video, run back down, you know? And because of that and no other reason, I went with this straightener from Mason Hall. But from the straightener from Bell Garden, I went to him, I did a consultation with him. He looked at my vehicle, he inspected the paint job that was necessary. He walked me through step by step what will be required. He was so knowledgeable. I was naturally impressed at his knowledge of the job. He reassured me it could be done. He gave me his cost. This is not no favor. This is business. Right? So after that first day of consultation and the factor of ease of access to vlog, we set a date to start the project, and I told him I wanted my vehicle. I asked him how long it will take to get the vehicle. I can't remember, I think he said 1 month. No. He said 3 weeks. 3 weeks to a month. Right? And that was the same time frame that was given by the other straightener I spoke to. So I was safe. The time frame wasn't out of the ordinary, what was expected. Right, so I agreed to go with Mr. Norris Cornwall of Moonshot Autos, and he was happy that I chose him. He appreciated. Hi, how are you all? Yes, he appreciated. I thought it was me alone here. May know it's other people. Or they catch fish? Or they catch fish? Or they're going to fish?
No, neither.
Oh. Right. They're coming in just now, man. Oh, so I hope I hear when they come. Yes, guys. So, let me check my battery. 37%. Yeah. The same guys who going out to fish, they're going to come in just now. Hopefully I hear when they bring fish. So we go back home. Yeah, so with that, I went with Mr. Cornwall. We set he told me he had a job doing. Give him like about a week. I was so impatient by saying I don't have no choice but to wait. In any case, I had to wait for the other guy too. So in a sense, I said, okay, let me just wait 1 week. And when I spoke to him, he told me that he because of having to do the vlog, he he is going to accelerate a plan he had, which was to move his garage from where it was to an area that he had identified. So in order to benefit from the vlog, the promotion he's going to get, because I'm going to be vlogging the story, he would accelerate that plan and make the move. So I gave him a few more days to activate that arrangement he was making, and he did make his arrangements. I made the down payment, and I delivered my vehicle, and it was done. Right, so so the point of this is that the cost of restoring Mercedes and the story of where Mercedes came from to where she is a story that could motivate people who own a vehicle to maintain your vehicle. Don't let it run down. At the end of the day, that is your baby. That is your baby. Maintain your vehicle. You're going to get the best price for your vehicle when you're ready to sell. You understand what I mean? If you're going to sell it, maintain it, get your best price. Drive a vehicle that is inspection worthy. Sell your vehicle, inspection worthy. Call your price. And you don't have to go down on your price, because you know that you does maintain your vehicle. Right? When you just maintain your vehicle, you will find yourself driving in a more safe way, or understanding the cost of driving into a pothole, the cost of a stupid accident. Right? So just keep your vehicle inspected and all of that. Right? So I know the story jumped from inspection to me trying to motivate you all about the Mercedes story. Right? But put up with it. It is all going to come together in the end. Right? So Mercedes went to the garage. She got painted. I received my car. My car was ready before I received it. Right? I hear a lot of persons saying that when you go to Mr. Cornwall, he just take long on your vehicle. That was not my experience. Right? Rather, my experience was one way. I had other things I wanted him to do, because I was preparing for this grand Red Bull reveal of my vehicle, and the car had to look like new. Right? So the paint job was looking good, but then I wanted to get rims for the car to look new, you know, because we're looking at this Red Bull reveal, right? This brand new car reveal. So when the car was done, I still had him holding the car and waiting and doing one or two little things, because I still want to go and get my rims. Then I wanted to get car seats. I was trying to find these new car seats, because the back seats in my car are not the ones that have the headrest. So I was trying to get a new set of car seats, and I wasn't getting it nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago. I guess in the time frame, maybe I wasn't calling the right people, but I did try to do that hunt. So I hold back him. He had the car, because I didn't get the seats, and I didn't want him to put in the old seats and then I have to take back all the seats. And then when I wasn't getting the seats, I decided to go with the seat covers. And I hunt for the seat covers I wanted. I got them. He installed them. He also did vacuuming and pressure washing of the carpets or the floor padding inside of the car, and he did a general clean and Listen, I was blown away at the work done on my vehicle, right? Mr. Cornwall was paid for the job that he did, and that job, the suspension that we did prior, and the job of painting the car brought the car to a standard that I felt very proud to own Mercedes. She's a Mitsubishi Lancer wagon. I always say that. Her name is Mercedes. Right? I felt proud for the first time in a long time to drive Mercedes. Mercedes used to just have me feeling, well, Betsy used to have me feeling depressed, annoyed. Right? So basically that happened. So between my first suspension work on the car, which I told you I did by Hackins Auto, and the paint job, I had driven the car, and in getting ready for the inspection I had to go back and do oil work, engine seal issues, and other things that needed to be sorted, and I did those by papers, mechanic shop, I can't remember the exact name, that's in Richmond, which is very close to where I am. So I'm at this beach here because after failing the inspection, I came up for him to know exactly what was said, because the problem why he wasn't able to determine that problem is I was supposed to do an underwash before going to him. Alright? So I should do the underwash before going to him. Then I will drive the car for a little while so that he will definitely see where the leaks were coming from. There was a lot of oil leaks. So he fixed all the leaks, right, that he discerned was the problem. But of course, this particular seal is one of the more difficult seals to fix because it requires taking out the engine and all of that, right? So I guess he did all the other simpler ones and left that one because he didn't see it as being a problem at that point. So now that I did the underwash and went and do the inspection, because I had to wait like about 5 days to get through with the inspection. One day I went, my name was on a list, I didn't get through that day. Then when I came back, I didn't get through. Then when I came back, there was issue with current and the internet access at the facility. And then when I went back that day, the person who was to do the inspection wasn't there. And then this day, so between then and now, I was able to drive the car, and I guess those leaks showed up without me realizing that they were leaking, so that at the inspection it was considered as a defective issue, an issue that showed defection, right, in the vehicle. Right, so so the only thing I have to do now is to fix those seals and my vehicle to be good, you know. Eventually I have a few, like the bonnets on the inside have issues. Well, of course I needed to change the bonnet, but I tried to use a cost-effective method. So we did some repairs and he painted with the old bonnet, but in time I'm going to get a new bonnet. I am going to ensure Mercedes remains a car to be proud of. Alright? It's a car I'm going to keep for sentimental reasons. We have come a long way. Right, so back to the inspection. So after he opened the bonnet and he checked for whatever he was checking, at least he would know what he was looking for. He told me drive onto the ramp, and they raised the car in the air, and he was looking under the car. I guess he would have looked in to see, you know, the oil, whatever oil leaks or whatever under the car, he would know. He was telling me shake the steering wheel left and right, left and right, left and right, which I was doing that. And then he identified the defective issues. He told me about them, and he gave me the certificate of inspection that was done showing the defective issues, and they told me that I have 6 weeks to make those adjustments and come back and do the inspection, right, within the 6 weeks. If I don't come back within 6 weeks from that date, I'll have to pay over again to do the inspection. So meaning when I go back next time, it will just be a re-inspection. It will not be like a thing I have to go and pay for again and all of that. Remember, the inspection costs $300 TT. All right, so yeah, so that's basically what happened, you know, for the inspection. And that was it. It's not no big hullabaloo, people. The problem is if your car not in order. And if your car not in order, it's not the inspector people's fault. It's your fault. If your car, which is your responsibility, is not in order, it's your fault. Not the inspector. They are not the enemy. They are not picking on nobody's child. Your car's supposed to be inspected. Alright, people, let us do better if we know better. Right, so that's the whole inspection story. And so now that I have spent, so when I went to papers, I got a very good deal, so I don't want to call the cost. Right? So let's just say in a nutshell, because I had other little costs along the way. Other little things like, so in addition to paying for the car to be painted, like paying for the car seats and paying for buying the rims and what else I had to buy outside of the car seats and the rims. Right, that was it. Right? So let's just say in total I would have paid almost $20,000. Right, so another thing that caused him to have the car much longer, and another cost that I did not mention, was I found a bumper, which was a more sporty looking bumper, right? And that is for the front of the vehicle. So it would have transformed the way the front of the vehicle look. And in the beginning, I couldn't decide if I should accept that cost or if I should go down that road. And last minute, I decided to make that decision. So that also complicated the time frame, and of course I had to add that cost now. All right, so things just kept going up and up and up. To resurrect Mercedes. $20,000 TT to resurrect Mercedes. Do I have regrets? I have no regrets. Do I have any debt in the bank for a car? No, I don't. Is my car at a standard that I feel comfortable? Yes, I am. Do I love my Mercedes? Yes, I am. Did Mercedes help me to get 1,000 subscribers? Yes, it did. I love Mercedes. I love me some Mercedes. Oh my gosh. I have to remember my keys. I'm now going to see my Mercedes keychain. I'll leave it on that bench across there. Yeah. Well, remind me to pick it up before I go, eh? Because I'm going to reach back to the car and then realize no key. Right. Yeah. So that is the motivating story about Mercedes. I spent almost 20,000 TT dollars to get Mercedes from the dead. And let me correct it by saying almost 25,000 TT dollars. She's not for sale. Oh gosh, if I have to sell Mercedes now, you have to come real good. You have to want it more than, you have to really show that you want it more than me. Right? But she's an amazing working vehicle. Alright? So the only thing I have to do now with Mercedes is fix the air condition. Right? Air condition not working. That's the only thing. Fixing the air condition. That will be another 2,000 TT dollars.